Today in PA is brought to you by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. Buy one window or door and get another at 40% off and $250 off your project too. That's at zero money down, zero payments, and zero interest for a year. Spooky good. Drop by renewalbyandersen.com for additional details. Offer ends at the end of the month. A proposal that would address Pittsburgh's homeless population has drawn criticism. Meanwhile, hundreds of groups around the state have gotten xylazine wound kits. The next supermoon will be the closest yet. Finally, lawyers have to apologize for a scream test. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and you're listening to Today in PA. A city council member in Pittsburgh is drawing attention to a proposal that made its way to the City Planning Commission this week, reports CBS Local Pittsburgh. Councilwoman Teresa Cale Smith has claimed that the commission is considering legislation that would allow for the city to convert buildings like schools or nursing homes into homeless shelters with no public input. Additionally, this legislation would, quote, approve large homeless shelters and waive any zoning regulations it deems necessary. However, according to a WPXI report, the commission has refuted this claim and stated it's not going to take away public input. It's just merely simplifying code and removing possible barriers to fair housing, said one area resident in response to Cale Smith's claims, quote, we knew nothing about this. Again, the city of Pittsburgh, they are not transparent. The mayor's office is not transparent. About 240 groups around the state, from rehab clinics to recovery organizations to even hospitals and police departments, have received xylazine wound kits, reports the Center Square. The state health department revealed in August how it intended to send over 50,000 of these kits around Pennsylvania in order to help aid those who may have taken xylazine, a horse tranquilizer that's mixed in with fentanyl. Each includes things like sanitizing wipes, gauzes, and ointments. Demand, however, has exceeded supply, and the majority of organizations involved expressed the need for twice as many kits as they received. Said Health Department Press Secretary Mark O'Neill, quote, the department will continue to assess needs across the state and provide additional kits as its resources allow. The next full moon will rise tomorrow, and it's set to be a supermoon, states PennLive. In fact, it'll be the closest of the supermoons that are on the docket for this year. Supermoons are called such because, since they're closer to Earth than usual, they look larger. As this one's going to be just a little over 222,000 miles away from our planet, it'll look particularly big. You can see this moon for yourself through Friday. It was last month, early in the morning, when blood-curdling screams woke people all around South Philly, says the Philadelphia Inquirer. But when residents went outside to check it out, they didn't find any indication of a crime. They did find, though, a rather big speaker blasting out the screams as cops and lawyers looked on, all as part of a test that was being conducted for a civil lawsuit against the city. And now, according to an order filed last week, U.S. District Judge John F. Murphy has told the attorneys involved to apologize to both residents and businesses in the area where the screams could be heard, seeing as they weren't warned about this scream test at all. The apologies can mostly be mailed, but must be hand-delivered to the homes and businesses that were the closest to the speaker. That's all, folks. For more news, take a look at PennLive.com. And please remember to leave this podcast a rating and a review, too, if you have the time. Thanks in advance, and of course, thanks for listening. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and I'll see you tomorrow for some more Today in PA. Today in PA is brought to you by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. Buy one window or door and get another at 40% off and $250 off your project too. That's at zero money down, zero payments, and zero interest for a year. Spooky good. Drop by renewalbyandersen.com for additional details. Offer ends at the end of the month.